No cześć, witam Was bardzo, ale to bardzo serdecznie w odcinku drugim. Serii Alan Wake. Ostatni odcinek zakończył się na tym, że dotarliśmy na stację. I mam nadzieję, że uda nam się ruszyć do przodu. Jestem naprawdę ciekawa, co dalej, tak? Poprzedni odcinek miał bardzo dużo wrażeń. I mam nadzieję, że ten da nam również mocną dawkę. Zaczynajmy!
It's the latest thing!
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter. Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend. I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs.
Okej, dobra. No to zaczynamy tutaj. Tylko to podniosę i mam nadzieję, że
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived.
dobrze
If the date
trafiliśmy.
count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
Okej. To jest
The
otwarte.
garage
To
was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
No dobra, no to wchodzimy.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
No to było dosyć dziwne. To trzeba ci przyznać akurat. Może jednak się zaraz okaże, że że tak naprawdę to albo się dzieje w jego głowie, albo to jest świat przedstawiony za pomocą jego książki. Ale to wyjdzie z praniu, zobaczymy. Udało nam się, jej!
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
No to może troszeczkę
We'll figure this out. Please get in
przywalił.
the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Ale dlaczego? Why not? A może by ci uwierzyła? Ty na pewno byś był zaskoczony, prawda? No co jest? No pokażcie mi. Halo? What the hell? Nie ma, po prostu nie ma całej wyspy. Wow. A zmiana scenografii. Koniec odcinka pierwszego.
I close my eyes, then I drift away into the magic night. I softly say, but just before the dawn, I awake and find you gone.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Okej. Teraz troszeczkę słów ode mnie. Jeszcze co, to fajna muzyczka. Tam leciała taka wprawiająca w taki fajny nastrój. Także można płynąć. A drugi aspekt, to podobało mi się to, jak właśnie było w poprzednim odcinku. To jakbyśmy dosłownie jakiś serial oglądali. Także dziękuję za przypomnienie nam, o czym był ostatni odcinek. Spoko sprawa. A teraz jeszcze mamy, że 3 lata wcześniej. Więc super. Coraz bardziej mi się podoba to, naprawdę. Dobrze, mamy włączyć ekspres do kawy. Cóż za misja, moi drodzy. O, widzę, że nawet mieszkanko niczego sobie. Wow, patrzcie to, jakaś śnieżyca. Mamy zimę. Patrzcie, jak się zgrało.
Coffee's on.
Pięknie, pięknie.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Mhm. Idź do Alice, okej. No, całkiem. Wow. Ej, no dosłownie wygląda, jakby była jakaś śnieżyca. Naprawdę. Dobra, już tam idę do niej, bo zaraz będzie mi wołać.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Wiecie, co sobie jeszcze pomyślałam? Że tak było w poprzednim odcinku i było o tej maszynie, że on nie chce pisać. Tak sobie nagle pomyślałam, a co jeśli właśnie to, co on pisze, staje się prawdziwe? W sensie, no wiecie, tak naprawdę ożywa. Staje się żywe. A co jeśli ten wytwór, który on stworzył za pomocą tego, że właśnie ta ciemność to jest taka i taka. I trzeba się chronić za pomocą tam latarki i wiadomo czego. To jest chyba nasze biuro. To tylko w taki sposób można się przed tym bronić tak naprawdę. I to by w sumie, no... Ja tutaj tak sobie wiadomo, gadam tutaj takie rzeczy. Ja tylko spekuluję. Zakładam, co może być, nie? Jaka może być tego przyczyna?
Continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Okidoki. Także już mam takich kilka wersji. Że właśnie albo jego opowieści, to co on pisze, przelewa na papier. I tak dosłownie przelewa, w sensie, no powiedzmy przez tą maszynę. To, że staje się prawdą. No albo to się dzieje wszystko w jego głowie. Dobra. Zrobiłam sobie szybką eksplorację mojego mieszkania. Lecę tutaj, no. Okej.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Co jest?
Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Aha, dobra. Dzięki za podpowiedź.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Właśnie przypomniało mi się, że mówiła mi, że o trzeciej analizie. Żeby to by było takie pół na pół. W sensie, że z racji tego, że że zawsze jest mowa o tym, że on nie śpi. Co trudno jest mi w to uwierzyć, że nie śpi, ale może ma problemy ze zaśnięciem. Tak, właśnie mam taką teorię, że właśnie gdy on teraz, jak jest teraz, to jest przytomny. Ale gdy sobie kimnie, czyli zasypia już z męczenia, przemęczenia, to staje się tym właśnie, tą postacią z toporem, która tak naprawdę, nawiasem mówiąc, go ściga. Czyli tak naprawdę on jest... On sam siebie ściga. Taka jest teoria.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
No, także mamy 3 teorie. Tylko tak z tą teorią pół na pół, to by trochę miał sens, no bo jak on się ocknął w aucie, wiecie no, żona mu zniknęła, on wyrusza na poszukiwania i nagle bum, budzi się w aucie, w lesie, cholera wie co się stało, więc tutaj trochę no, ma to sens, ale zobaczymy. Więc pierwsza opcja to jest taka, że to się dzieje w jego głowie. Druga, że to, co się dzieje, to on już to napisał, czyli za pomocą tego, że on pisze, to wszystko staje się rzeczywistością. I trzecia, że to jest pół na pół, czyli on sam jest tą postacią. No, tylko że jakieś obudzony, świadomy, to wszystko jest cacy, ale gdy tylko zapada w sen, to po prostu już nic nie pamięta. A te kartki, które znajdujemy, to po prostu są Nie wiem, może być jego pamiętnikiem, bądź takimi sprawami, które warto zapisać. Albo kolejną książką. To nie jest ta babka z tego baru? Chyba tak. Chyba tak mi się wydaje. Okej. Co? Okej, czytaj. No dobra. Tutaj są bezpieczniki. Okej.
Come in, Mr.
Oh
Wade.
shit.
Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's
Nie
charged
planowałam
now.
tego, nie chciałam tu wejść jeszcze. Ale skoro już tu jestem, no to może trochę się porozglądam.
Your phone, Mr. Wake?
Mam nadzieję, że nie będziesz miał nic przeciwko. Dobra, nic tutaj takiego nie ma.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
Znany numer.
Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Nice. Ale to wyklucza moje teorie. Halo, przestańcie. Po co? Nie no, kurde. Teraz nagle telefon, jakiś porywacz, tak, że ją porwał czy
I
co?
need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Hey! I need more light in here.
It's Mulligan here. I'm at
Damn it,
Stucky's gas
more
station with
light.
Thornton. There's no
I don't
sign of
like
him.
the
Over.
goddamn
Wait.
shadows in
Yeah,
here.
this is Thornton.
Hey!
Look, we've located the brake float. It's
Damn it!
here.
I
That's some
don't
good
want to
news,
be
right?
alone in
Stucky
here.
was supposed to be driving it at the
Hey!
rehearsals today. Over. Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over. Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Too damn dark in here. I don't want to be in here.
Okej, więc tak. Jeżeli jeszcze tego nie zauważyliście, to tutaj w prawym dolnym rogu powinny pokazywać się, że tam jest wpis do naszego maszynopisu, ale niestety to jest moje drugie podejście do nagrania. No, także no niestety wszystkie są zapisane, tak je znalazłam, tak one tutaj są. Także myślę, że po prostu zaraz sobie je wszystkie przeczytamy. I tyle, nie? I będziemy ruszać dalej.
You can get to the back lot through that
Aha, no
door
tak.
and down the corridor, Mr. Wade.
Zapomniałam.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the light?
O, tutaj, no.
on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here. Hey, you! Can you
The
help
early
me?
morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left. The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
No, także to jest moje drugie podejście do nagrania. Staram się, żeby to jakoś miało tak jak za pierwszym razem, jak właśnie w zasadzie niedawno to nagrywałam. No ale no niestety no nie włączyłam nagrywania. Tak, wiem, no zdarza się najlepszym. Także no milutko.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Dobrze, no to no właśnie, może wam od razu tutaj pokażę, no bo przecież to żebyśmy mieli to już załatwione.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me. This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Dobra. A resztę wam pokażę, jak dojdę do momentu, do którego doszłam.
Shapes it from nothingness, the way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Nie. I to właśnie dlatego też mi coraz bardziej się do tego skłaniam, że może faktycznie to, co on pisze, staje się prawdą.
They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh! Hey! Oh my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Tak, zgadzam się. Jest miła. A ten cios był naprawdę niepotrzebny. Dobra.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared?
No.
When was the last time you slept? Are you
No, tu
high?
jest zamknięte.
Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice,
Do
and
you
everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
No biorąc pod uwagę, że on mało sypia, raczej ma trudności z sypianiem, wspomniał także, że już od dziecka ma koszmary. Więc może ta teoria wcale nie jest taka zła, te pół na pół. Coś może tutaj być takiego powiązanego. Wow, ale mamy piękne widoki. Jeju. No spójrzcie tylko. Jak pięknie. Kto by chciał wybrać się w takie miejsce? Łapka w górę. Ja zdecydowanie tak. Oj, tak. Jeżeli chcecie więcej, to proszę zasubskrybujcie ten kanał. O, z dzwoneczkiem. Nie no, żartuję przecież.
Easy there, boy. I'm
Ale
almost done.
piękne, naprawdę, no kurczę.
You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake.
A, już zaczęliście konwersację.
Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Biedny piesio, naprawdę. Ale to naprawdę szczęście, no przecież patrzcie to. Jakie to jest wielkie. A tutaj? Jego łapka? Naprawdę. Naprawdę piesio ma szczęście. Bo z tymi takimi pułapkami to jest naprawdę różnie.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head.
Słuszna uwaga. Tak. I to mu ucięło tydzień z życia.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Obawiam się, że to nie jest żart. Niestety.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Oczywiście, że mamy tutaj piękne widoki, tylko jakby ci to powiedzieć, Alan planuje pójść w nocy do lasu, także...
I'd gotten what I'd come for. It was time to go.
To będą inne uroki.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Jakaś bardzo miła i sympatyczna konwersacja.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al.
O Jezu, jakie spojrzenie mroczne. To chyba ta jego druga strona już się budzi.
This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Chciałam powiedzieć, że no po ostatnim odcinku no był niezły dreszczyk emocji, no nie powiem, że nie, bo był. I mam nadzieję, że no, dalsze przygody no też będą miały tam jakiś tam swój urok. No dobra. Czy ja mam... Gdzie mam pistolet? Z jaj. Dobra, zobaczmy. RK. Oj. Ej, nie mów mi, że ja idę bez wpływu.
Yep, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie.
No wychodzi na to, że chyba tak, że idę bez spluwy. A tam. Już nic mi się nie stanie, prawda? 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 No mamy klimat. O, termosik. A tu nie byłam. A, to jest po prostu ta druga strona, dobra.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Ja uważam, że to jest cholernie zły pomysł, żeby on zszedł sam do lasu, nie? Tak po prostu. Na normalnym świecie. Oczywiście tą karteczkę już miałam ze sobą, także... Coś jeszcze mam tutaj? Nie. Ej, nie. O, super.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
No pewnie, przecież to jest tak bardzo bezpieczne.
I
Tyle,
knew
żeśmy...
I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I
Tyle,
was
żeśmy
still
razem
angry with Barry for trying to
podróżowali
talk me
przez
out of it.
las.
These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Oh shit! Oni robią to specjalnie, naprawdę. O. A, nie mogę sobie zadzwonić.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me!
Już idę. Już, spokojnie.
Hello? Back here. I'm back here. Hey.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
To jest w ogóle porąbane, nie? Przecież ja stąd wyszłam. Dosłownie. Wyszłam stąd i teraz tutaj wróciłam. To jest naprawdę cholernie zastanawiające.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Co to? Co to? I szybkie otwarcie drzwi, że aż nie słychać. Może ty masz o wiele więcej talentów, niż nam się wydaje, słuchaj.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Bingo!
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
is only permitted for those visitors
who purchase a park
fishing
license obey
the park ranger's instructions
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never
no approach closer than 100 yards.
To bears and wolves, never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
Pets must be leashed
at all times.
Never leave
And unattended.
It is
against the law
to remove any or historical artifacts from the park
grounds.
This includes even you may or even simple berries.
Oh, come on! Koleś jest nieśmiertelny.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
I just need hunting licenses.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
is only permitted for those visitors
who purchase a park
fishing
license obey
the park ranger's instructions
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never to bears and wolves, never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
Pets must
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Okej, dobra. No było ciekawie, było ciekawie. No. Nowa kartka, moi drodzy, nowa kartka.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Dobrze, moi mili. Na tym skończyłam ostatnio. Także teraz przejdziemy do już czytania tych listów dalszych.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife? Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Odnośnie tej kobiety w czarnej sukni. W pierwszym odcinku osoba, która dała klucze Alanowi, to właśnie była kobieta w czarnej sukni. Więc może ona tutaj też ma jakiś związek z tym wszystkim.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry. The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page." The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken rib stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone. At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would. I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more. Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Dobrze, i to są wszystkie strony, które dałam radę zebrać. No niestety musiałam się dosyć troszeczkę cofnąć, aby przejść to jeszcze raz. No i tam znalazłam jeszcze jakieś kartki w pierwszym rozdziale. Także to są wszystkie kartki, które znalazłam. No i na tym to będzie zakończenie dzisiejszego odcinka. Następnym, wiadomo, pójdziemy dalej tą drogą. No zobaczymy co dalej wykombinowali. No jak na razie powiem wam szczerze, że się rozkręcam. Teraz, jak wam pokazywałam te wszystkie kartki, to tak mnie naszło, że może to są kartki z jego pamiętnika, z dziennika, gdzie on opisuje każdy dzień i tak dalej. No cóż, jak widać teorii jest trochę, więc sekcję komentarzy zostawiam wam. Wiadomo, jeżeli odcineczek wam się spodobał, to zostawcie łapeczkę w górę. Jeżeli macie ochotę zasubskrybować mój kanał, to walnijcie w dzwona, aby dostawać powiadomienia, a tak, no to widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku. Pa, pa!